And the last servant to get buffed in 10th anniversary is Darius. If you hear me complain about Darius on stream, I promise you, it is not this one. I am not complaining about this Darius. I died laughing at the Pillarman, like summoning the Pillarman, because Darius showed up, and it was not because it's not because of this character. Another reason, if you guys know, you know. Yeah, no animation update. It just makes sense. Darius is gonna have this buff. So let's get started. Usually, for the other low stars, I have not talked about base stats in terms of attack or HP. Mostly because they were supports, but Darius's buff specifically actually lets him do farming. And while Shakespeare's buff also let him do farming, the difference is that Shakespeare is a caster like Kucaster. Kucaster can do black red looping. Shakespeare can't. Are you going to tell me that you would rather farm with Shakespeare than Kucaster? If that is your personal choice, I hope I hope you don't like running into damage problems. But Darius is different. Darius is a 3-star, and Darius also is a berserker. So it is significantly different for me to be promoting Darius as a buster farmer over someone like Shakespeare. And also Shakespeare's buff has 2 of the skills are 1 turn, and the MP has no normal effect. I don't want to hear it. 7.68 attack. I've seen 4 stars with attacks this high. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm saying that as a fact. There are 4 stars that have attack around this level. I'm not saying they're farmers, but one of them can do farming, I think. It would probably be as much work as getting Martha to farm before she got her battery. Did she get a battery buff? You would be going through as many hoops. MP charge 0.67%. We don't care that much. He has year 1 hit counts. If you're using him as a buster farmer, you are not worried about critting. He has 1 hit buster cards, but you don't care about that for damage. All right. So it's a 2-thing buff with Darius though, because again, it was. I am saying you can use him as a buster farmer, but it's this part that really lets me say that and mean it. Because he's a berserker, it means pretty much every single lawful servant here, outside of foreigners, which 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 lawful servants you actually can't use Darius against. The rest, he gets class advantage. So you double stack Buster, you double stack Power Mods, and 30 battery on a 6-turn cooldown. Yeah, no, I actually feel confident that you can use him as a Buster farmer. But, and I'm half okay with this and half not. This is the 3rd character that is a Buster support that got buffed in this anniversary. And not only that, they made him an actual Buster support on this, because both of these effects are for the party. So I was not glazing, but I was like happy about Asterius getting buffed, because it was like a decent 30% Buster buff to the party if they were chaotic or demonic. So it was an alternative to Bunyan. Now we have Darius buffed, and he's also an alternative to Bunyan. But unlike Asterius, This one is way, way, way more universal. Anti-lawful is way better than buffing allies based on a trait. Because when you buff when you buff your allies like this, you're worried about the enemy's composition. Asterius buffs, you're worried about your party composition. And just saying it, you worrying about your own party composition also has to do with what characters do you have, not who you're fighting. In a gacha game, your concern should always be like primarily who are you fighting and what characters do you have are going to work against this enemy. If you're worried about, oh, I'm using Jacques de Malay, I need to summon for Van Gogh because that is Jacques de Malay's best support, you're going to spend money. I would fucking know because I just hit pity on Van Gogh. You guys should see that video today. Because I want to get like everything for anniversary out, and then tomorrow is just yoga. Yeah, like I'm just saying it. I said in the community post, they only buffed 2 quick servants in this anniversary. If Koyanskaya, Saber Koyan, is a quick support, it is literally because she wants market share. There are only so many quick supports. So if Koyanskaya comes out and she's a quick support and she's better than Caster Scotty again, well, Tamamo supremacy for all 3 card types. When Arya comes out, she'd probably be that support too. Just saying. Moving on now. We spent a lot of time on this skill. This skill. Cleanse and heal. That's it. Moving on. Now, I do remember this buff coming out. This was like 7th or 6th anniversary. 5th. No. Okay, I'm off on that. That was one of the... Okay, yeah, no, because this is the... I do remember this. I do remember these buffs. This was the Fate State... Yeah. Yeah, when Castaway came out. I remember the timing now. Yeah, 3 years ago. So, on NA. 3 years ago on NA. 5 years ago for JP. Targeted Guts, 1 time 5 turns on a 6-turn cooldown. Amazing uptime. It's showing when the buff came out. That's when they started buffing Battle Continuation like this. Because Battle Continuation was... It was good. But on Berserkers, it kind of was just too low uptime. Because out of all the classes, a Berserker is most likely to pop a Guts. So this just being on a only down for 1 turn and a shorter cooldown makes sense. But Battle Continuation just isn't enough anymore. Just the Guts being a skill, not enough in FGO. So, reduce cooldown and Buster Res down for 3 turns. So, unfortunately, because this is on a 6 and not a 5, if you have a pen 5, you can pop this on turn 2 and 5. 2 and 3, sorry. But you can't do that naturally. So, if you don't have your pen unlocked, no, and you should. You should be able to, even just level 1. Sorry. No. For Darius, you would need level 2 because you don't care about this skill. This skill doesn't do anything for farming whatsoever, so just avoid it. You don't need to get this a pen 5 up to 10 for Darius. You just need 2. You pop this, and then on turn 2 you pop this, so you just have a lower damage floor. And yeah, you'd still be able to double stack, but you'd be able to pop this on turn 2 and 3. And while Buster Res down isn't gonna increase Darius's damage that much, because you're stacking Buster, which is gonna give him Buster, it's still gonna help, and more damage is more damage. This does let your other supports do Buster crits, which does damage. Which Buster crits do hit hard. Not the hardest, but they do hit fairly hard. So debuffs just make it so your supports do damage, and if you're doing Buster, your Buster supports are doing Buster damage. 8% Buster up. I already talked about this. For farming, you need a pen 2 maxed out, and skill reloading. Again, just get up to 6, and then you can stop. MP. Oof. This is likely to get buffed because this is, again, a super early year 1 buff. Damage to all enemies, attack and defense down 10% is the base number. Yeah, no. See, this MP would need a buff. And if they don't want to change this number, then they need to make this happen before damage. That's my thoughts on it. And if they can add another normal effect, that would be great. Bond CE, literally the same as waivers, 15% buster to the party. So, I do want to show like what his buster farming damage is. Just gonna show starting with first day of filming or cranking. That's the only thing I feel like testing. So I'm gonna end this part of the recording and just show damage numbers. So 302,000 for Enkidu and 466, right? 466,000 for King Liang Yu. Now, just putting this out there, King Liang Yu, human and lawful. So not only is he double stacking the lawful, he's also getting 100% power mod for human, which is why the damage numbers look like this. It does look like 150 or 1.5 times. Yeah, so in comparison, okay, so yeah, show it here. What does damage numbers look like? Yeah, no, respectable. He does start hitting like AoE 5 stars if you hit lawful at MP5. But that's pretty specific. There was one other thing I wanted to... Oh, right. And then just check the farming. So that is 300,000 on turn 3. Like, honestly, that damage, not terrible. Like, this sheet, I don't think has been updated in a while, but Morgan damage? Like, I mean, it's kind of showing that Morgan just not buffed MP and Raikou, non-niche, she only gets a buster buff. She will only get buster buffs and MP damage, so... Yeah, but honestly... Not terrible. If you don't have an AoE farming berserker, like Darius is an actual option, and yeah, I mean for AoE berserkers, your pickings are 5 stars or characters that can't do it. Yeah, no. So or Spartacus. And Spartacus. Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to bring up. I was talking about Shakespeare and Kucaster. It's literally the same shit with Spartacus and Darius, but oh my god, even more perfect. Spartacus is a 1-turn buster buff. Darius is a 3-turn. One works better for farming, even though this is the same value. It's like you have to hold this, or no, not hold it, but your damage isn't going up. It's staying about the same. except turn 3. Turn 3, because you double stack and you have the Buster buff on Darius, you do start stacking higher before even the lawful. Like strictly Buster. Turn 3, just self buffs. You would have 40% Buster, which is the same as Spartacus, and you both could pop it back to back turns. But turn 3, you'd have 60 Buster up because of this. So yeah, no, Spartacus. If you were using him for farming, you don't have to anymore. You can let Spartacus rest, and just use Darius if you want a low star. All right, time to stream. I actually got all of these rank ups done, uploaded like same day. Thank you guys for watching, like these videos, the streams, everything. Day before my birthday, and we are actually almost fully halfway to getting monetized, like fully monetized on YouTube. So yeah, thank you for everything. I can't keep this pace up during the school year, but I will at least try to at least keep the streams up. I can keep the streams up. I don't know about videos. All right, peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.